All right. All right. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. On behalf of my advisory board co-chair, Jim Wilson, and myself, we're so delighted to have you all attending our part 3 of CityLab's virtual series, Talking Across the CityLab Pathways. And this morning, we get to focus on CityLab's environmental sustainability pathway, which I'm very excited about and eager to hear from those students. I'm also thrilled to announce that finally CityLab is now open to visitors. So if you're interested in having an in-person tour of the school and you're vaccinated, please let us know so we can schedule your visit. I'd like to thank our CityLab Foundation Advisory Board, our Advisory Council, the multitude of other partners and supporters who continue to help this extraordinary high school thrive. What you do really makes a difference for our students and has a vital impact on them. And so now I'd like to introduce our CityLab High School Principal, Lynn Smith. Lynn Smith, take it away.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you, Jill, so much. Well, we're having another challenging year, but I think things are getting better. CityLab is a school, a Dallas ISD choice school that was created to develop those skills for architecture, environmental science, and urban planning. And part of our mission is that we are out in the city. And for almost 2 years, we've not been able to be out in the city and learn about the city. But we have not one, not two, but 3 field trips that were approved this week for our first time. So our kids are going to be able to get out in 18 months and really explore and do some things that the teachers have been wanting to do. So we're very, very excited about that. So, but most importantly today, we have the real stars of the show, Miss Gardner, my environmental sustainability teacher, and 2 of our wonderful students. So I'm going to turn the program over to her to let her do her magic and tell us what she's doing with environmental sustainability. Ms. Gardner, take it away.
All right, thank you, Ms. Smith. All right, so I'll go ahead and share my screen. All righty, so here's what I have planned for today. So as far as the agenda, I want to go over our mission statement for this pathway, introduce our agricultural educational model. We'll go over some of the student projects that the students have been doing for this first semester, and I'll let some of our student representatives speak, Tyler and Jaden. All right, so for this pathway, our mission is to prepare our students to become civic leaders who preserve and restore the urban environments to secure and maintain a suitable future. So with this pathway, it's a little different. So with CityLab, we call it the environmental sustainability pathway. But how it's set up with the state of Texas, we fall under the agriculture, food, and natural resources pathway. Okay. And now within that pathway, the state of Texas allows us to break it down even further and focus our program. So our program of focus is going to be on environmental and natural resources. So and a lot of people see the agriculture, they get kind of thrown off, but we are focused on environmental and natural resources. So with the USDA and the entire agriculture science field, we have a 3-part model that we focus on. So it's broken down into classroom and laboratory experiences, FFA, which is Future Farmers of America, and also our SAEs, which is our supervised agriculture experiences. So with the classroom and laboratory experiences, this is where we give students their base knowledge. We allow them to engage in some of our hands-on laboratory experiments. Then we have FFA, our Future Farmers of America. So this is a club, but it allows students to focus on leadership and personal growth and also career success. And lastly, with our SAEs, these once again are our supervised agriculture experiences. This is where they can either be service or work-based experiential learning. So this goes well with our personalized learning model because students can actually pick what they want to do their SAE on. So if they're interested in plant science, they can get an internship working at a greenhouse. If they are focused more on entrepreneurship, they can actually do an SAE and go to a company and kind of job shadow someone who has started their own business. So it really lends well with the personalized learning model. So with our pathway, we have 4 levels. Starting off, our level 1 would be mostly our freshman level courses, and this is our principles of agriculture, food, and natural resources. So this gives students a chance to get base knowledge of the entire field of agriculture. Starting off, when I ask students what they think about agriculture, they immediately go to just farming, and that's kind of where they're stuck at, but it gives them a chance to explore agribusiness so they can become a lawyer that focuses on the field of agriculture. So it gives them a base knowledge of the entire field. Then level 2 is our energy and natural resources. And then level 3, we go to advanced, and level 4 is our practicum course. So I really like the way it's set up because our level 3 and 4 courses, these are double block. So once again, when our students get into their SAEs, they can actually plan opportunities to go out in the field and do the field studies and their internships as well. With our pathways, we do want to make sure that our students are getting industry-based certification. So for the lower levels, we have the OSHA 10 that they'll be completing this year. And with the upper levels 3 and 4, we have them either focused on plant science or they can get the OSHA 30. So one of the projects that we started out with this school year was our miniature greenhouse project. And the driving question for this project was, how do greenhouses control climate? So this was really neat because the students got a chance to construct their own miniature greenhouses, and then we took them outside so they can explore how the heat on the outside compared to the heat on the inside of the greenhouses. So we have a lot of students who are also interested in architecture as well. So this was very exciting for them. They had all kind of creative models. So this was really good because we were able to talk about design as well. We've also had a chance to focus on hydroponics. So once again, when we talk about agriculture and we tell students and parents that we're located downtown, they're like, what, how do you do agriculture downtown? So we focus a lot on hydroponics and vertical farming, where we're actually growing tomato plants using just nutrient water. So with these systems, we do not use any soil, and each student got a chance to plant their own cherry tomato plants. So it was really exciting to see them grow. And you can see in the bottom right where they had a chance to explore the root systems, and they were really excited to see the roots and how everything looks, even though we don't have soil. One of the other projects we focused on is our indoor herb garden. So we've had a chance to explore some of the culinary herbs. So each student had a chance to plant either like basil, parsley, cilantro, thyme, and we indoor growth tent where we're actually still growing those. So once again, it's really excited to see it from seed form, to see it germinate and sprout up. And we are currently still growing those. So they have a chance each class period, they go in, they water their own plants, and they're able to see the process as it goes. And for our practicum course, we've been really excited to partner with the other pathways with the UTA Trinity River Project. We always wanted a project where all of the 3 pathways can come together. So the driving question for this project is, how can we activate the Trinity River as a destination and connect communities to it? So our students are really excited to once again see what other pathways are doing and see how the environmental sustainability actually actually plays into designing and urban planning. So this has been neat to see them involved and ask questions with their peers on this project. All right, so I will turn it over to Jaden now. And Jaden, I'll give you an opportunity to share kind of why you chose CityLab and why you chose the environmental sustainability pathway.
Hi, my name is Jaden Graham. I'm a sophomore here at CityLab, and I chose CityLab because of the project-based learning system. I've always liked projects and getting my hands on things. Like, uh, for example, in my class, I have energy and natural resources tech, and we are doing the plants. I like to get to the root of things. I like to see how plants are growing. Ms. Gardner showed us how much time it needs to germinate and how much water we need to put into the plant in order for it to grow without molding. I'm looking forward to getting more hands-on in other classes, but mainly this one. I chose this one because I like plants. I like to go outside. I like to try new things and experiment really. That's why this school is the best for me because what I like to do. I don't really know how to sum it up, but uh, I just like to get my hands on stuff. That's all I really say. And this is the best school for that if you like this school.
Okay, thank you, Jaden. All right, Tyler.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler. I'm in 10th grade. A little bit about myself. I'm from Chicago and I've recently moved here. This is actually my first year here at CityLab. And I chose CityLab because I wanted to come to a school where the transition would be easy. I came from Chicago, a school that actually studied specifically about agriculture. And I wanted to come to a school that also had that same option of studying ag sciences. I was super excited with the idea of helping build our city as we have lots of classes where you're actually going out and you're doing things for the community, building parking lots, building designs on our actual building. And that was really fascinating to me. There's a lot of inclusion here. When I was looking for schools, I was looking for schools that had a lot of inclusion. And with the video, with the video about the school, it talked about how all these different people from different areas all come to this one school, and it's a lot of diversity here. What sparked my interest in agriculture is the ability to learn more about where I personally get my food from, how agriculture affects society, and specifically the city. And I chose this pathway also to learn more about agriculture and why it has such a major impact on us. Yeah, I mean, after doing research and finding out that Texas, you could fit the world population in Texas, that shows like just how much land we have here and how much opportunity there is for more agriculture practices to go here since we have a lot of land. So yeah, that pretty much sums up everything. We have a lot of fun planning that we do in this class. Like right now we're growing marigolds and we have 2 different methods that we're growing them. We have a grow tent in our space. We have a grow wall. Like there's just so many different ways that you can grow things. And that's really interesting to me that you have all these different methods. So yes, thank you.
All right, thank you, Tyler. All right, so I want to open it up for questions. If anyone had any questions for me or the students or about the pathway.
Good morning, you guys. I have a couple of questions. One, great to hear all the neat things going on in environmental sustainability. Great job, students, telling us about it. Tyler, you mentioned these marigolds and you're growing them 2 different ways. I know what vertical gardens are, but never heard about a growth tent. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And have you made any observations about the differences between these two growing conditions?
Okay, so in our grow tent, we actually have grow lights. And it's like inside the tent, it's like aluminum, so you get the best sources of light within the tent. We have UV lights and basically lights that act as the sun, as if it was out in the sun. We have all different types of herbs in there. I think we have a tree in there as well. I personally planted dill, but we also had parsley, cilantro, all these different methods. And with the marigolds, our two methods were planting vertically. So just laying it down flat and then just putting dirt over it to see how it would grow that way. And then our other method was just planting the seed, since it's like that, and then just plant it like down in there. So those were our two methods with planting the marigolds.
I have a question. I have two questions actually. I know as part of this program, you all have a community garden. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And also, what do you do with the products when they're grown?
Yes, I can answer that question. So with the community garden, we haven't had a chance to get down there just yet, but we are looking forward to in the spring, picking back up with that as one of our community service projects. And last year, after they grew the products, they actually donated some of the food to the local homeless shelter in the area.
Yes, I just would like to comment on that. COVID, this would have been our fourth year for the community garden, but COVID really put a kink in that, and we had not been able to go on any field trips. That's a field trip since it's off campus to go to the community garden. So we're really looking forward to getting that started back up, and it will be exciting.
I was real excited to hear, Tyler, first of all, it sounds like you're doing wonderful things, both of you and Jaden, and welcome to Dallas from Chicago. What a unique experience to study kind of urban sciences in two of the biggest cities in the United States. And loved hearing about kind of your interest in going to a school where inclusion and diversity were important to you. And I also, Ms. Gardner, really want to commend you for, it sounds like some of these multidisciplinary experiences where the students are crossing from environmental science into architecture and urban planning issues. I think that's wonderful. So keep up the great work. Quick question along that line, Ms. Gardner, can you tell us a little bit more about the UTA project that the practicum class is working on? I know that's multidisciplinary.
Yes, so with this project, they each group, we assign them to groups, and there are about 3 to 4 students per group. And we allow them to decide on an area along the Trinity River. So the goal for this project is for them to create it as a destination. So a lot of people in Dallas live along the Trinity River, but they don't necessarily see it as a place that they will actually go and visit. So our students have been tasked with creating some type of building. We've kind of called it more like a recreation center, where they can create urban gardens there, community gardens. They can decide on how they want to power it up. So if they want to use solar panels, we're also with the urban planning design part of it, we're allowing them to create different walking trails or bike trails. And along those trails, how can they create trails without disturbing the natural environments? Okay, so we talked about a lot of the insects and animals that may be out there. So we don't want to disturb those natural habitats. So I challenged the environmental sustainability students to how can we do this without disturbing so much of the natural environments as we're creating these bike and walking trails leading to the recreation center.
Great project, Ms. Gardner. Love it.
Okay, were there any more questions? All right, so I will hand it over to Mr. Davis to close us out.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gardner, and thank you, Mr. Day and Mr. Graham, for such an outstanding presentation and insight into your pathway and to all the unique and great things that are going on. Some of you all have familiar faces just from interaction, so it's so good to see each of you in such a great discussion this morning. We hope with our tick-tocking across our pathways for architecture, urban planning, and their environmental sustainability, that you all get a glimpse into the unique and dynamic work that our students at CityLab are experiencing. And we hope that by witnessing this and seeing some of the unique opportunities students get on a day-to-day basis, this really does reaffirm your commitment to CityLab High School, as well as your expertise and your dedication and your volunteerism as an advisory board. So a special thanks again to Jim Wilson and Jill Magnuson, our co-chairs of the Advisory Council, for putting together this unique snapshot and perspective into CityLab High School. We hope that you've learned a lot, and we hope that you come back in 2022 more committed to CityLab High School and finding and discovering unique and novel ways to engage students in learning and enriching their learning experience. And so with that, thank you for joining in this morning, and I give you back the rest of your morning. And again, wish you all happy holidays, and we're looking for great things and partnerships and collaborations as we move into 2022. Take care.